And let's for once try without the headphones. That's something I wanted to try. So that voice. I love my Avas, says Mrs. Scoop. So actually, yeah, I did 2 trials of that challenge on Wednesday. And since then I kind of stick to the same deck and practice a bit with that deck. And now I'm on the main account. I haven't used the free entry yet, and I'm gonna do at least 1, maybe 2 of those free entries. That's what we're gonna do today. I have no clue how long the stream will be. It depends also a bit on how far I get. If I get 20 wins, which is very, very, very the Golem deck from Clash with Ash. This is the deck that many that did the 20 wins used. And then the last one here, the Minor Poison, is also a very successful deck in the challenge. But yeah, as I said, probably it isn't that good to switch between different decks. And that's the one I practiced. Whew. Yeah, so the chat is kind of quiet today, which is okay, 23 viewers. It's also an unexpected stream because it's not one of my stream days today. So I think we're first gonna start with a practice match here in the clan. Maybe there is somebody in the clan that I can practice with. Let's see. I got 18 wins with my own decks. It's nit Q. Didn't need to use a pro deck because I want to be original. That's cool. I would probably completely fail if I tried it. I know. NOOB. Mrs. Scoop, haven't seen you around for ages, says Mike. Yeah, I went through some self-discovery. Oh. Oh. I hope you found yourself. And maybe play a grand challenge as a warm-up. Let's see. Let's try this guy. And actually I try without listening to the game sound. Maybe it's better. I don't know. Let's try. Okay, he starts over there. Kind of aggressive with that. He actually dropped that guy before he had full elixir. So. Really? Oh, dang. Yes. Okay. Shall we fireball that whole stuff? That's smart? I don't know. Whew. Don't make it so hard for me. No! Make it easy. Make it easy. It's a practice match. No, it's okay. The worst, guys. Actually, the deck is doing really well. What I struggle most with this deck here is against Hog Rider. That's really what I struggle most against Hog Rider. Everything else isn't so bad. Yeah, there goes my Expo. There goes my Expo. And yeah, he's got that expo too. Don't like this. I wish we had the fireball ready. But it's too late. Yeah, but it's tower for tower probably, so got that tower anyways. So let's go over here and try this. Let's try this. Oh, that's a bit far up front though. The first big mistake. The first very big mistake there. Dang, this is horrible. Okay, we got to hurry a bit. Is it just a cycle? We don't know. But we gotta go on this side here. Just to make sure we get that tower at least. "18 seconds. Okay. If we had a fireball, that would certainly help. Oh, we failed so bad. That's why it's always a good idea to do a warm-up match. We failed so bad. Mrs. Cook, I'm talking too much anyway. Joel Martin, hello Chief, remember me? Remember me off Instagram. Jack Lowry, hey. I'm trying to balance a lot right now, I just needed some time. I will be going to gym more frequently. That's good, do that. I quit smoking, that's amazing, Mrs. Cook. How's everyone? Good! Awesome! That was a horrible starting match and that's why we play a practice match first. Let's go against Grumpy Pig next. Let's try Grumpy Pig. Practice me. I'm just chilling. Tracy in the house. Yeah, the USA was fun. I really enjoyed those videos I did in the US. Okay, let's go with this. This is kind of the standard opening. So... and if he plays a tank like it just did, you have to use the Inferno Dragon. And he has Rocket too, which is bad. And he hits my Inferno Dragon and the Expo. Of course, those guys know exactly the deck I'm playing. So that's certainly an advantage. And Daily lost his mod, really? Yeah, I hope you're smoke free, Mrs. Scoop. I don't know, is it a good idea to go aggressive against the mortar? Maybe. I usually don't face mortars. What I face most in grand challenges actually is E-Barbs and Hog Riders. That's what I face most. And I'm still trying to manage to read the chat and play. Why did he place the rocket over there? Really? That was a bad mistake. But it happens, you know. It happens to me too. So, let's go here. I think he gave up anyway, so we're gonna drop the Inferno Dragon. And I can read the chat. Let's see. Benny, that's the funny part. Are you smoke-free? I hope so, Mrs. Scoop. I hope you're smoke-free. I'm sad eating fajitas. I love fajitas though. I think you all have seen in my videos that I really love to eat. And yeah, actually my weight gain wasn't that bad. I expected worse. Hey Chief, sorry for coming late. I didn't get notified for some reason. I don't know. Did you guys get notifications? Sometimes they're not working, but we're slowly growing. We're currently on 40 viewers on YouTube. I hope to get some Twitch viewers too today, so... Vape. I don't know, vape is the same thing, isn't it? It's kind of the same thing. Yeah guys, how do you like this overlay? And Vertex, thanks for the follow. Oh yeah guys, did we get follows? No YouTube subs, I guess. Or did I miss some? I don't know. But Converted, thanks for the follow. So let's first warm up with the Grand Challenge. I think that's kind of similar compared to the Crown Championship. I got a notification, but I did not see it after 10 minutes. That's why you were late. Okay, I started at 8:30 my time, which is about 15 minutes ago. And Mila Simi, I love your videos. Woo! Thank you so much. Thanks so much. Actually, what I'm practicing now is I think the music is kind of distracting, so I kind of try to play without music. I don't know if it helps. Maybe not. Maybe I'll switch back. What am I using to stream this? OBS is what I'm using, and the accent you're hearing Converted, that's a Swiss accent on English. It's a Swiss on English, you know. That's all we got. Kill this guy. Let's use the Inferno Dragon to count this. It's all we got, so I don't know. Probably the best to do. And then play it careful. My main mistake, you guys know it, I'm always playing very pushy. And I should play more careful. That's my biggest mistake that I always make. I'm pushing and pushing and then I fail. So, even this here, it's 3 units for 1 tower. It's a lot, you know. It really is a lot. Oops, let's count this. Let the Expo die, but I think that's okay. I was thinking about using the Fireball there, but then decided to play it safe, because it's still 4 elixir to play the Fireball, which is kind of risky. So let's not do that. And okay. Too many units. That Ice Wizard again. My typical mistake, overcommitting on defense. At least I know the mistakes I'm making, that's one of them. Overcommitment on defense. So don't do that. That Ice Wizard really was a waste. A waste. But yeah. Yeah, I would like to just play defensive, to be honest. But first we need to line up to play defensive. Play this here. Let's play an Expo. And let this Expo guard. Let it guard. I would like to hit some units, but there are none, so... I think he gave up. It looks like he gave up. He doesn't do anything anymore, so I think he gave up. So, at least you can't judge me of bullying. I was still playing careful when he already gave up. So, let's go for the King Tower. And we start this Grand Challenge with a 3 crown, which is nice, I think. I think that's nice. And Jordis Devkovic, thank you for the sub, amazing, thank you so much. And then also we have Joni GP, thank you for the follow on Twitch. So that's the first 3 crown for today. Don't give in to temptation. I've smoked for 16 years, so the damage is already done, says Mike. You can still stop, Mike. Name of my turn. Oh, we're not having a tourney today. Avalon, can I join your clan? It's full though, Meta Knight. You could join, of course, but it's full. I look at you as you battle. I'm the one eye. Ah, it's you, Jack Lowry. Okay. Thanks for the support. I think you were supporting me there. Please read my message. Meta Knight. I think I just did. Avalon, use Hawkpacker. No. I gotta use the deck I practiced. I can't switch. I practiced this deck 3 days. And we'll see. So, are you guys ready for the next match? Let's go. It's just a warm-up. It's been wonderful. I hope you guys enjoyed my vlogs. Actually, there was one more vlog planned for today, but I didn't make it. I was training, you know. I was training for the Crown Championship, and so I couldn't. Dang, this is really bad. So I couldn't make it. And it was planned for Friday, so it will most likely go live on Saturday. Let's first play this defensive. It's sometimes just a really good idea to start defending when they prepare a push like this. But still, I mean, we used a lot of elixir there. We have a really bad starting hand. Like, basically, we have nothing. So, now getting into cycle slowly. He makes us push on this lane here, unfortunately. Then we somehow have to get rid of that giant. Could be a problem. Okay. Now he has to take care of the Inferno Dragon, which is maybe a chance for a fireball this time. I don't know. I don't know if that was smart. It's 4 elixir. Maybe that was the mistake. I don't know. We're still slightly ahead, so we're not doing bad here in this challenge. I'm actually waiting on which side he plans to drop his giant before I drop the Expo. Yeah, he don't play it anymore right now. So we're gonna play this. Yeah, he was waiting for me probably. And my fireball is a bit late. True. Let's cycle. We got to cycle. And now we gotta play the fireball and that's it. Good game. Oh dang, he's faster! Oh! Whew. Yeah, don't start smoking, I agree. It's definitely more difficult to stop than to start. I hit mine when I used a nebulizer. Okay, that was really bad. That was unlucky. Some mistakes there. Probably not easy. Just think so you want to get him. You guys discussing the cigarette stuff? It was unfair because we had both of his towers and he only had one. So we split the damage a bit too far. It's taken us so long to get ready to deploy an expo. Unbelievable. Sometimes with the starting decks you really waste so much time because you can't play. You just have to wait to fix your cycle. Always the bandit. The bandit is very annoying and he always dives below the ice spirit or the log and dang, that's really annoying. So that's why he's able to make so much pressure. And we basically can't defend it. I don't know. Maybe we should drop the expo here in the center. I don't know. We're already in fireball range once again. There you go. He finally noticed. And for us it's too late. Just horrible. Chief was in the stream. What? Colorful wolf. Hey! This chat is so negative. Why is it negative? It's positive. They talk about stopping smoking. This was horrible, guys. I think I have to play with sound. I think I have to play with sound. Why do I get the expo last card every single time? This is so horrible. Feels bad, man. The expo is the last card every time. Okay, some additional hits. Some additional hits. My expo is almost dead. It's almost dead. I got 2 hits. That's bad. Can somebody explain me why my Inferno Dragon is not going for the Golem? And why the Golem did so much damage? Or who did so much damage? Really? Why does it always have to be a battle of the fireballs? Or a log? Yeah, this time we're faster. Maybe music still helps. I don't know, maybe music helps. Maybe I need the music. Oh. May as well hit the other tower. Maybe music still helps, or the game sound. Maybe it's good to hear the game sound. Avalon, I sent a clan request to your clan. Can you take me? It's full, I guess. Hey, Mrs. Scoops. Thanks for that beautiful song, Mrs. Scoop. Wario. Our favorite song. So, after a horrible start, we won. Let's get this to 10 wins at least. So we can really call it a valid warm-up. And this is the third or fourth time I don't get Expo in the starting deck. Okay, but we have it now. Oh, I should have dropped that guy a little more up front. Wrong lane. Don't be too greedy, Avalon. You gotta defend this guy. Ice, get a hit. He gets a hit. 1, 2. Dang. Why didn't I use the Ice Spirit? Ah, this is so bad. This annoying Electro Wizard. What can you do against this guy? Ah, damn it. And he's like that behind the P.E.K.K.A. And we don't have anything to distract him at that moment. P.E.K.K.A. shouldn't really be a problem. This is really horrible. Those minor decks everywhere. Come on, my Ice Spirit was there. Actually, my Ice Spirit was already there. For sure. I'm so sure my Ice Spirit was there when he dropped that, when he killed that tower. But the Ice Spirit didn't do anything. And that's tower. Everybody playing those minor Hawk decks and they are so hard to counter with this. Why do I get... I told everyone today, the deck I struggle most against is the Hog Rider, Miner and Bandit. And yeah, that's what I get. See, twice. 2 of the battles, exactly the deck with Bandit and Hog Rider. Like they know. Like they know exactly what I don't want. Martin Mango! Hey, welcome! I think we start with the challenge, I don't know. Aim at Rupok. That's actually in the title of the stream. So, it's not something special. Accept. Hello, Xavier! Xavier, welcome to the stream! And yeah. It's tough anyways. Royale playing mortar. Oh. Oh, my mortar's already gone. My expo is already done. That's bad. It died so quick. It died so quickly. Ah, the rocket! So why doesn't he play the rocket on the expo then? I could have just locked him actually, but I didn't. I'm packed. Hey! Avalon there phone. Okay. I'm cheering for you, Xavier. That's cool. That's cool. Okay. Let's go back. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. One of the free entries. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Clickbait. Yeah, it says NOOB in the title of the stream. That's the clickbait. Kannst du mich schlagen? Chief, one duel or legendary deck? No, I only play against Hawk Riders because that's the one I struggle against. So, let's not make stupid mistakes. Pray to the Clash gods not to make stupid mistakes. Whew. Use minor control. I think the worst is to switch decks. I did try all those pro decks, and the Expo is what got me the furthest. So I'm not gonna switch. It's nothing bad to be a noob, guys. I'm streaming my noobiness to make every one of you not be afraid of playing noobish. It's nothing bad. The only thing worse than being a noob is being afraid of being a noob and not even trying. See the bandit again. It's so annoying, the bandit. I'm weak on ground units, so I cannot really defend this at this very moment. And it's like they know it exactly. I'm getting the worst opponent here, the worst matchup. The Hog Rider Miner. I told you before, it's really the worst matchup to get with this deck. It's the worst. I don't know. I don't know how they do that. They know exactly what deck I don't want to play against. And that's the one I get. Dang, this bandit is so annoying. Horrible. And you have to waste an expo just for that. Yeah, that's it. We couldn't defend this. Don't match me with the counter decks! It's really the worst, come on. Can't win this. Maybe it's not the worst to start with a loss, actually. It's exactly the counter deck I don't want to play against, because it has all those very strong ground units, very fast ground units, and it's so hard to defend against that stuff. I know, I'm tired, I went with the name. Try Avalon! Guys, I don't switch decks! It's not a good idea to practice decks and then switch around. Please match me with somebody else, not with Hog Riders every single time. I did this free pearl, I was at 600. Awesome. Okay, let's go on. We can only fail. I mean, there's nothing bad in failing. So this is actually not a bad start. Look at how much damage the Goblin Barrel does. It's crazy. Just one Goblin Barrel you can't defend and it does so much damage. Okay. Okay, we got him. If he can't do more damage, we got him. I'm gonna play an Expo. We're gonna start to defend this. Let's shred the graveyard. And also the Goblin Baron. Yeah, there's really nothing he can do. That would be very lucky if he gets a victory in this. Good game. But once you have the tower, it's really, really tough against the Expo. So, we have won! At least, I mean, one, that's 5%, guys. 5% of the match. One win. 1-1. Yeah, I prefer to stay with the deck I practiced a bit. I have to take this more serious, guys, and I do. Since 3 days I'm taking this more serious and I actually really try to practice the deck and improve with the deck. You know, before that I was basically always just playing for fun, trying different stuff. But now I really tried to get better with this deck. So 1-1. How big are the chances to get to 21? Okay. Don't distract me with those good luck wishes. Oh damn, that's too close. It's like a hog again, by the way. Did you notice? It's so hard. It's so hard to counter that hog golem deck. It's really the deck I perform worst against. And I get matched up against this deck every time. I don't know. It's really weird. Gotta go for this one now. Well played. Because it's really hard to defend. It's like not doing anything. Whew. And horrible matchup again. I don't know. I don't know. Did you see my funny Clash Mode video? No, I didn't. I get Hog Rider every single time. Damn. Damn it. I told you before. And I keep getting matched. 2 of 3 battles are those Hog Rider decks. If that continues, we're gonna switch it up. Yeah, if it continues like that, we gotta switch. True though. I don't want to. But if you get matched up against Hog Riders every single time... I was told it also depends on daytime who you play against. Like Asians play other decks than Americans and stuff, so it may be different. Yeah. The worst matching luck we could have. And that was so close. He is back, boys! Tanner Miller! Hey, Tanner! You're back! Awesome, you're back. Everything in one line is certainly not the best to do. Only the lonely Inferno Dragon. Look at all those fire spirits. Really? What a lonely little Inferno Dragon that was. Okay, we locked. We're locked. But we got this guy too late. Don't remember what he played. Ah, the hog. Dirty hog again. As always. You can't really get behind with this deck. It's really bad if you get behind. Then they don't deploy. I deployed the log and it didn't. Okay, the hog only got 1 hit. That's actually good. Only got 1 hit. There he is again. Let's shred the witch! Come on! Let's shred the witch and the Inferno Tower! We're locked to the tower! Come on! Come on! We can do it! Yes! Yes, we got it! It's over! One more! Tanner! So, we're 10% there with 2 wins. I feel like I played for an hour already. Woo! More difficult 20. 20 is really hard, you know it, guys. It's about very few people. In 3 days, it's about 4,000 people that made those 20 wins. Tanner Miller, how did you enjoy your vacation? It was great, Tanner. Have you seen my vlog videos on YouTube? It was such a great vacation. Actually, one video is missing. That's the coming home video. And I wanted to do it today, but now it will publish Sunday. I will finish it tomorrow. It's not finished yet. Tanner in the house. Hey, how have you been? It's been such a long time, Tanner. I hope you're great. So, yeah, as I said, 2-2. We're 10% there. Now we need to play a lot better. And guys, if you have any advice on this deck, not the advice to switch decks, advice on this deck, please help. I'm happy about every advice. If it's about this deck. You're using the Expo deck, yes. It's the one that worked best. With this one I got to 8. That's the highest I got with this one in the second try, I guess. So it's a good deck. And with all other decks like Minor Poison and stuff, I didn't get really high. I watched most of them. Next year you should do the East Coast and take me for ice cream. Yeah, that would be cool. I should definitely go to East Coast too. Use Minion instead of Mega Minion? I don't know. Rage with X. I don't want to change the deck, guys. Don't change my deck. Yeah, we got gold. Look at this. Some gold. My biggest problem usually is I play too pushy. Or if I have a bad starting cycle, I can't get out of that cycle. That's my main mistakes usually. Or I'm just too pushy. But I learned actually with the Expo like this, that's okay. That's okay to be pushy. Oh, that was unlucky. That the wizard targeted the Expo. That was really unlucky. Why did I know he's one of those? So we're gonna chip that furnace away first. And then see what he's got. That's fireball. I mean, we have a fireball, we use it. So does he, okay. Is it the bandit again? Yeah, for sure. What else? What else would it be? The wizards somehow always hit the tower, I don't know. Now let's give him some more time. Now is a good time. Did you see how everything targets my Expo and not the rest? Everything targets the Expo. Like really weird. I got troops in front of the Expo, but everything targets the Expo. I don't know. Let's try something else. The other thing didn't work. Maybe this works. Okay, we're locked. Nice. Does he have tap? No. Yes, we got it! Woo! Sometimes it works. Sometimes you just switch up things and then it works. All of a sudden. So 3, that is 3 of 20. How many percent is it? 15%. 15% there. Who is the strong wizard? The wizard is very strong. My face is strong. Has he made the tournament? There's no tournament today. It's actually an irregular stream. Not one of the planned streams. It's just a stream for the Crown Championship. Go, go, go. Have you made the tourney? 8, no tourney today. We gonna, I don't know about the tourneys. I don't know. So, you can call this the practice Crown Championship. What do we get next? Okay, actually not bad. If he doesn't have Hawk, we can try the same thing. Dang, he plays the golem over there. That was unexpected. Wrong lane! You're playing this in the wrong lane. Now we have to try to defend the X-Bow. Yeah, doesn't work. And now we have to defend this. We're gonna take some damage there by that Inferno Dragon. Yeah. The Ice Fist is still going for the tower. Did we just miss him? Really? That was a horrible mistake. The problem is really the bandit. Every single time we struggle with the bandit. Bandit is super annoying. Like here also the bandit charging into the X-Bow. So we have 1 minute left. And that's tower for him. Again, the bandit. Be the bandit, they charge into the tower once again. Unbelievable. And there's also an electro guy in there in all that mess. And he's gonna win, because we're out of time. It's the bandit! Every single time it's the bandit. It's all bandit decks. Let's see, it's all bandit decks. See, this is a bandit deck. Then this was the Hog Rider though. Let's just say, yeah, this was the bandit. Then we won it once against bandit, but that was super difficult. We won against Hog, we lost against Hog. And what the heck is this? And we lost against Bandit in the first match. So it's all Goblin Barrel and Hog stuff. I got 15-0 and lost 3 times again. It's also A lot of it is skill, but it's also depending on matching luck as well. Like here, I get matched with all the counter decks every single time, so... I mean, it's really the worst to have Bandit and Hawk in the counter deck, so... But that's just how it is. Could switch it to confuse Supercell. I lost all purposefully. I mean, it's in the end, it's how much is it? About 2% or 1% of all the players that win it. So it's not that many. Of course, you hear of all of them that make it, but most don't. Friendly battle. I don't know. We're gonna try this deck once again. Let's do the next one. Chief, would you like to play? I think we're done with with practice. We got a Windows 20 now. We got a Windows 20. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Try hard. Trying hard. I got no expo. Nowhere. I mean, unbelievable. Where's my expo? It's nowhere. Really? It's the last car. You kidding me? Look at that hawk. And it's a hawk rider again. Dang, the matchmaking is so horrible for me. Horrible luck. A little damage on the tower. Okay. Yeah, what can we do? Oh dang, we forgot to fireball. Holy! Dang, I already thought this tower's done. We didn't fireball it. We didn't fireball it. Ah. But again, a Hog Rider deck. I get matched up against counter decks every single time. Dang, I could cry! Every single time! It's Miner, Golem or Hog Rider. Every single time. Okay, let's try to punish his pump. Yeah, we can hit the pump. Not sure it's worth it though. One Golemite survives, come on. And the back. We're able to do so much. It's gonna be a tough ride here to defend against that Golem. Not easy. And yeah, that's a surprise. Why isn't it going for the expo? Horrible mistake. Was supposed to go for the expo. Why do I always make those horrible mistakes? Usually it goes for the expo when it's there. Gonna play against this Golem here. It's doing so much damage. So will there be one match where I'm not matched against Golem or Hog? It depends a lot on the matches you get, you know. Double Prince. Another one. How many can he have? Sparky? Really? I have all those weird matchups. It's all decks I've never seen when you watch the guys that made it. They never play those decks. I don't know. Somehow, I get the worst decks. Rocket. Dum 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 dum. That's very nice value. Very nice value there with those two wizards. And that could be the match. That's match probably. Gonna be really tough for him to come back on this one. Good game. So this is actually the first time we didn't have Hog or Golem on the other side. That was a weird deck. Mirror double prince deck. Let's see. Yeah, mirror double prince. Mirror prince. Barky. Miner. Still a weird deck. Oh, 2-2. 2-2. Chief, I just copied Surgical Goblin deck. Yeah, do you have no English skills? It's so hard to understand what you mean. Just read the title of the stream and you get it. Just get some English skills first. Okay, give me another Hog Rider deck. Again, give me that Hog Rider deck. Just do it. Give me one more Hog Rider deck. What is this? The worst possible starting deck. Again. Okay, actually a nice defense though. Surprisingly nice defense. And we should have an elixir advantage. Maybe we even get to the tower. Oh, nice fireball. Yeah, Inferno Dragon was too low on health. Now he has the balloon, and so we have to be careful with that balloon. Nice. That was actually nice. Yeah, we're gonna let it die. Okay. Need some elixir. Don't surprise us with another balloon, please. Let's do some chip damage. Where's that balloon? I'm always waiting for the balloon. But he doesn't play it right now. Which is really weird. Really weird. But there's the balloon. Dang, some of them actually came through to the tower. Whoa, look at the damage with the hit. I didn't notice. Look at the damage. Okay, let's try to defend this for 40 seconds. Maybe. Okay, play the balloon. Do it. We know you want to play the balloon. Nice tornado. But you're not gonna make it, I tell you. You're not gonna make it. It's impossible. Good game. Good game. So, I can play it against every deck except Hog Rider and yeah, sometimes Golem. Every deck except Hog Rider minor combos. I need help guys, about those Hog Riders. A trillion subs, King Balloonian, that would be nice. A trillion subs. Nice defense. Unnecessary, so many troops. Yeah, maybe. Sometimes you're surprised how strong those balloons are. If you're doing poorly in that moment, people gain the impression that you're bad. Yeah, that's true. You're fully right, Mrs. Scoop. Thank you, Mrs. Scoop. And never forget, this challenge is really, really difficult, so there's no reason to feel bad. I know many of you haven't made it either. And it's really difficult. And then you see all the pros that make it, and it's difficult. It's difficult. So, what's wrong? Does Miss Scoop need to defend one of the gods of Royale? Does anyone recognize that it's a game? Does anyone understand that streaming is not about the game really? It's about the content. That's true actually. That's absolutely true. It's about the streamer and the content and the entertainment and the fun and about hanging out and having a chat. That's what it's about. So, let's add this and let's try again. Give me that Hog Rider. Come on, do it. Do it. Give me that Hog Rider. No Hog Rider yet. It's always funny when they jump at your tower before you even start. Sometimes, you know, they jump your tower before you even have a chance to start. It happens. And again, it's a golem. Another one of those golem guys. Okay, he's pumping. He had the Inferno Dragon very late. Can we try an Inferno Dragon push? I mean, sometimes it works, and his push was very expensive. So who knows? He can try. Ah, the Ice Golem already dead. Give me the Inferno Dragon. Okay. Can you tell me why the Ice Spirit did not jump the minions? That was weird. We have only 20 seconds. I wish we wouldn't get matched against golems every single time. It's so tough. If not impossible to get through. It's really tough. Well played. Oh. Golem beatdown. Maybe you have to switch because everybody's playing that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Everybody's playing that stuff right now. Maybe try another deck in the third try. Maybe we play something else in the third play. Like, I don't know. Maybe this. Yeah, we have to switch it up because everybody playing those hawks. I didn't want to though. Everybody plays the hawks, guys. Again, this guy too. Oh, we should have pulled him to the tower though. Let's see what he uses to defend. I think he'll die anyways. We don't defend. I think he dies. Oh, he gets a hit. Damn it. Sorry. What about that tornado? It didn't do anything. That was weird. That was so unlucky. Did you see that? The tornado not doing anything there. Is he able to fireball us? No. No way. We're safe. We did it. Some mistakes, but we did it. It seems to work better. Some mistakes, but we did it. Yeah, actually Golem against Expo is really strong if you play it right. Heading to the gym. Good, Mrs. Goddess. Mrs. Goop, enjoy the gym. Find the deck type you're good at and you almost have. The thing is, I actually never played this series. I played it for fun every time and I hosted a lot of tournaments, but I never had the goal to really win. Until 3 days ago, where I really started to practice more with different decks, and now it's kind of a tough way to the top. I just use random decks. Yeah, I'm out of gems, 24, 3 entries, now I can't play anymore. Did you make it leave though? Just funny moments video. Yeah, guys. I will have to work on those. I haven't finished them yet. But yeah, I'll do it. Don't worry. We will have the funny videos. So let's try this again. Let's start careful. I always lose when I don't play careful. Okay, you guys stop right here, please. Oh, we have the tornado, even better. Okay, nice. Now fill up. Just fill up. Okay, we have to keep him busy with the hawk. Maybe we get another hit. Oh dang, that's many. That's many of them. And we didn't cycle to the tornado in time. Why not? He outcycled us.
Showtime.
Lightning on this. And yeah, what about you scar me now? Nice one. Does he have Inferno? No, he doesn't. He has nothing bad. No bad cards. But the hawk is the only bad boy he's having. Okay. That's it. We did it. We did it. Another one. So this is working better. It's almost impossible to defend when the user is a pro siege user. It depends, it depends. Against Rocket, for example, it's very difficult to play the Expo. Yeah, the funny moments video, I haven't started yet because I want to first finish the vlogs from the US. So I'm finishing my US vlogs first. And after that, I will start on the funny moments videos. And you guys actually sent me a lot of funny moments videos. Awesome stuff there. Yeah, I will decide who the winner is and start publishing those funny moments video. I haven't done it yet. Whew. Yeah, the Clash Royale, Mr. Travakos. I didn't get it. I saw that picture and only after the stream I noticed that what you meant is actually the name. Vladimir Milic, thank you so much. So, this is doing better. We're at 2-0 now. Let's go. Next one. Next one. Let's just try. Usually I lose when I do that. Give me the P.E.K.K.A. Give me the P.E.K.K.A. Please. Oh, he's got a balloon too. That's bad. Pull the balloon, please. Don't miss the balloon. Okay, we did it. Death damage though. Let's try. Waste of goblins. A waste of goblins. Just wasted 2 elixir. 2 elixir. Just wasted 2 elixir. Now which side will he attack? There. Okay. So we're gonna drop the P.E.K.K.A. guy. I would love to drop the execute. Ah! How is that tornado?
Throw your sticks and your stones, go break all of my bones. You won't make my
Play the hawk, yes. Nice. Okay, okay, okay. My P.E.K.K.A is meant for defense. It's probably also got E-bars. Yes! Gotcha! Now, you have to be very careful here. He's gonna play the next hawk, I guess. Let's cycle to the tornado. Just to be safe. Dang, is it hard to cycle to that tornado. Oh, he gave up. After one tower, he gave up. Good game! So we failed once so far. 3-1. It's doing better with this deck. Amazing tornado. Whew. Okay, we're on 3. Dang. We should get back to 8 at least. Lightning hätte gereicht. Don't have much to support the hawk. Let's try a predictive lock. Okay, minions for him. Hey, somebody's cheering for him. We don't like that. I could still use tornado, but I don't know. Too late. Almost got a hit. Really? Yes, we did it! Nice one! Awesome! We did it! Pull the hawk. Okay, one wasted tornado, but who cares? We win. 10 seconds. No way he gets there. No way. Impossible. It's impossible. It's over. Good game! Wow, this is working better now. Everybody switched to the expo counters. Four one. So we're 20% there. Amazing tornado, better than you. I cheer for you if you were in your clan, but let's cheer now here. Okay. Good, good. This was tough, guys. This was a tough match. It's easy to watch, but playing is way harder. But see this? We've counted those hogs all the time. Hog, hog, golem. That's the one we lost. Hog, hog. All hogs, so maybe it's not bad we switch decks. It's all hogs. It's all hogs. Okay, next one. Next one, please. We only lost against the golem. This guy, the golem guy, he was really able to do a lot of pressure on us. Okay, time for a predictive lock. No. Nothing to be afraid of. Except for this guy. That's too late though. I think we're lightning this. Ah, another golem. Really? At least he didn't have the full pump value there. And we have a problem. We don't have the tornado. Yeah, we could have hit the king tower too. Shall we? No. A waste. Oh, these guys. I meet so many E-bar players in Grand Challenges recently. So many of them. Why did I know this is what he plays? Now that we have 2 of your towers, what do we do? What can we do now? It's over. It's so over. Good game. Five, 2. Ah! Oh, we got the chest. The giant chest. Let's see what's inside the giant chest. Bomber and freeze and minion horde and tombstone. Okay, we're doing a little bit better with this deck. Actually, our third try here is doing a bit better. Which one did we lose? We lost against this guy here. Why did we lose? That's when we didn't have the tornado and he was actually able to take the tower. And then here we struggled with the balloon inferno tower. Good luck! Good luck! Let's be nice! Let's wish good luck! I don't know if I should drop the hog immediately. I'm not a big fan of dropping the hog at the start. I would love to drop the hog now, but yeah, I can't. Hey! Dang, I tipped the ice golem, but it didn't go. I clicked it, but it didn't deploy. Oh! He dashed out of danger. He dashed out of the range. Really? Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. We can make it. There's no stupid mistakes, please. Is the lightning gonna do it? I don't think so. Yes, it does. Good game. Good game. 6. It's a long way to 20. Random Clash, thanks for the sub. Oh guys, did I miss the subs? Many people have subbed. Vilius Kabaila, Sandeep Gupta, Nordarber, Georgi Stefkovic, thanks for the subs, guys. And Gamer Hanky, thanks for the host. Why are the subs not showing on the screen? The subs not showing. Savage deck? Is it? Yes, it is actually. Is it? No, it's not. I'm not sure. I've seen the deck in Stats Royale and maybe Savage plays the same. I'm not sure. Big fan, Random Clash. Thank you so much. Awesome. So, let's chill for a moment. We're 1/3 there. We're on 6-2. 6-2. Bear Wilder, thanks for the sub. I need some refreshments. This is intense. And it's difficult to play in a stream, you know. But that shouldn't be an excuse. Just saying. Okay, next one. Let's go. Let's go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Okay, we're gonna try and push. Gonna try a hawk push. I don't like to do it at the start, but sometimes you can do it. Will we get a hit? 1, 2, 3. That's nice. That's all we want. 3 hits is all we want. And don't poison the tower. That's very annoying. Don't poison our tower. We don't like that. What do we do now? Play the P.E.K.K.A. Don't dash into the tower, please. It may be too late. Yeah, it's too late. Can we pull him? No! Hey! Did you see the bandit? Why does he turn around? Come on! You kidding me with that bandit? Stupid bandit turns around and goes one hit at the tower. Not good. We didn't like that. Like, really? Okay, we need that lightning this time. There you go. Oh. What just happened? What just happened to our P.E.K.K.A. when it was actually protected? And he's got arrows, of course. Because he's got the arrows, damn it. I know what happened to that P.E.K.K.A. The Inferno Tower didn't get it and it still died. Yeah, good game. Animal Plays, hey! It's very difficult. I had to switch decks. The first 2 trials, I got all the counter decks. Everybody playing Hog Rider, Miner, or Golem against the Expo, so that's really tough. All those Golem decks and Hog Rider decks against the Expo, that was really tough. And then I switched, and now I got to 6. I know the good decks, it's just difficult to play. It depends on the matchup too, and it's difficult. Animal Plays, he's a great streamer by the way, guys. Check him out. It's only 10 gems. Some people tried it 50 times. Can you imagine? I only tried it 3 times, but there are people out there that tried it 50 times. Unbelievable! My vacation was great, Animal Plays. It was great. Yeah, I missed the streams too. What about pulling them to the King Tower? No! Waste of Goblin. Did you see how long that one took until it was deployed? Again. Like it was hanging for... I had enough elixir. I waited till I had enough elixir. But it was still there in the air, not doing anything for a very long time. Funny how I did deploy the log and it still hits. Now we're in a pretty good cycle actually. We just spent a lot of elixir. Ah, dang, again. keeping my executioner busy. There you go. Good game. Oh wow, you're less than 100 subs away from 15k? No, not really. Not really. I actually lost 500 subs during my vacation. I lost 500 subs during my vacation. True. It's true. I lost 500 subs. And now I'm 1427. Bear Wilder, thanks for the sub, by the way. Bear Wilder, thank you so much. Only 10 people? Yeah, actually. But we're streaming for 2 hours already. So. The good thing is actually animals. That really got me thinking here. From streamer to streamer. I lost about 500 subscribers because I wasn't live streaming for 3 weeks. I was on vacation. But I also won subscribers. So also during that time, you know, I was doing those vlogs, and I gained subscribers from the vlogs, and I think those subscribers are more valuable than those that just sub for tournaments and then don't show up in streams when there aren't tournaments and stuff. And so that's actually why I'm not pushing on tourneys that heavy right now. I mean, it's good for the numbers, but those kind of viewers, I don't know. Either they're not loyal, or what it could also be is that YouTube purged some of them. The vlog subs. Yeah, I had some subs on the vlogs. And I think on the long term, that's very, very valuable. Let's start with this. Really? Don't turn around. Please no. Yeah, there you go. Nice. How can he have the bandit already? He used so much elixir. I don't get it. Yeah. You just didn't deploy my ice golem. Never mind. And what will you defend the hog with? Now that you used all those skellies. There you go. I think that's the only thing he got. Come on, Pekka! Come on! Oh! The bandit again! It's always the bandit! The annoying little bandit! Wow. That bandit. But actually we just need to cycle to this. And this. And pull them before they move. And there you go. Good game. Whew. 2-0. We need more subscribers. That's insane. Wow, Yuli, that's awesome. 13. I will also try it offline. Of course, it's a lot harder online. During the stream is always a lot harder. Yeah, you'll also have to watch any video. Yeah. Yeah, so I think... And actually, what I also have to tell everyone, the vlogs. I really enjoyed the vlogs. The vlogs were so much fun. Dwayne Holder, hey! It was really fun to do the vlogs. It takes so much time. I feel like I played for 2 days now, when it was actually just 2 hours. What was that? Took it so long. Okay, I spent a lot of Alex on that one. He probably also has Hawk. No, even worse. He's got this guy. What do you think? Chip with P.E.K.K.A. or chip with Executioner? What's better? Or both? Both maybe. That's gonna be expensive though. Ah, that hurts. That must have hurt. Okay, time for this guy. Time for the big guy. Go. Just need to keep him busy. And then do the lightning. And that's it. Good game. Maybe tanky decks is more my thing. I don't know. 3. At least it's working better. Dwayne Ho. It's not good. It's always getting damage with the Goblin Barrel and Hawk. Some very small mistakes. No! We can't defend both lanes. Stop it! Okay, but he was so heavy on that push. Come on, we gotta get there somehow. Unbelievable. Yes, lightning! Come on! Oh, the hawk! Come on, one more! Yeah. He was going too heavy. He was going too heavy. 4-1. Really bad. Too bad. The guy is fake or what? What the heck does that mean? Clasher! Whew. Clasher. 4-1. Fourth try. What the heck? I don't know. I still have this very bad deck. So bad. What can I deploy here? All the spells in one deck. Okay, let's at least... But the pump is almost empty. It's really not worth it. Let's push this lane, please. Ah, you're that kind of guy that drops the lightning on the towers. That's what you do. Okay, that tower's dead anyway. We're gonna go for this one. Maybe we can do some more damage there. Yeah, okay, we take it. We take... Oh, it's not enough, really? Like, are you kidding me? motivated to really practice the deck. 5 and 1. Can we do more? This is so intense. Shall we try to push? I'm always... This hog push at the start, I feel like this is very dangerous. Ah, too late. Slightly too late. Okay, time for the big boy. Time for the big boy. If it deploys finally. Time for the big boy, and then let's see what he plays. Does he have Inferno Tower? Yeah, usually those guys have, but it's too early for us. We don't have lightning ready. Nice one. Does he have another Inferno Tower? Probably. Probably! But he, there you go. I knew it. Why did I know that? Why was it so obvious? Why was it so obvious? I used to defend the prince too much. The knight. Oh, let's pull him. It's not too late to pull him. Never too late to pull him. Ah, I should have saved it for the Inferno. That was stupid. That was actually stupid. But at least I killed his units. Seconds. Yeah, oh dang. Let's do this first. And this. And then drop this guy. Okay. 8 more. 80 more. Gotcha! Gotcha, pussycat! Winning is fun. Playing is tough. Winning is fun. Oh, 6 and 1. Oh. Oh. It's really intense. Oh. My record is still 18. Wow, Nova Daniel. So close. So close. I don't know if I'd be happy or mad if I get that close. I don't know. Maybe happy, maybe mad. I don't know. I don't know. No turning today. It's all about Crown Championship. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. By the way, guys, you know tomorrow is my regular live stream, not today. You must be skilled because you may... Yeah, he is. I mean, with 18 wins. Wow. And 15 wins. Block bait deck. I actually played the Expo, but everybody played Golem. So the first 3 trials I played 3, I think. No, the first 2 I played the Expo deck, but that didn't work at all today. Everybody kind of had Hog Rider or Golem, so it was really tough. Now I switched to this deck and it works a bit better. JHC, well played, thank you so much. Minor poison deck. I tried that too, actually. I tried that too. But not yet in the challenge, but I practiced it. Actually, those are the 3 decks I'm playing. This deck, the Golem I haven't played yet, but I think that one is very strong too. So I'll try it too, probably off stream. I played this a lot. This is the deck I played most, but everybody seems to have the counter. This is not one of the decks, and this is the minor poison deck. So actually, this one I do for the Crown Championship. This one, now I play this one. This one is very strong too. I may try that as well. It's a good deck. I copied it somewhere. Minor poison doesn't work in the challenge. I have tried. There's no thing. I think it always depends on who is playing at the moment. Like, and also on time of the day. It's not every time the same opponents that you get. It changes. I think it changes. So let's get to 20! Let's get those 20 wins, guys! Yes! 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 Let's get there! Good luck, he says. That sounds so negative. Let's get 20! Let's get them! Okay. Oh, one of those. Very nice, except for the execution. That's actually bad. But besides that, that execution is doing a lot of damage. That was bad. Bad start. Yeah. At least he says thanks. We don't have Tornado in cycle. That's my problem here. We don't have the Tornado in cycle. That's what I really struggle with here in this matchup. Now we have it, but it's almost too late. That got me really... If we had Tornado... Yeah, play it. Yes, no hit! That was nice, no hit. That's how we like it. Oh, dang. He's got everything he needs. Oh! Oops, I slipped. That wasn't the plan. Shit. That wasn't the plan at all. We have only 10 seconds. Not really possible. Yeah, there we had a really bad start, but then in the end it's close. Well played. Oh, about 4,000 people I think it is that got to 20. And think of all the million of people that play it. Yeah, this time really the tornado messed us up. We didn't have the cycle for the tornado, so we couldn't defend. If you do 20 wins, I give you 50 subs with multi-accounts. If I get 20 wins, I will probably get way more than 50 subs. Because there's people out there that sub to only to those that get as many wins. Because, yeah, that's just how it is. Okay, at least we have the tornado in cycle, but no hog. Shall we lightning? I don't know. Rather play this guy. Oh dang, this guy. And there is actually many Royal Giant players out there. Unbelievable. Many E-Barbs and Royal Giant guys. A lot. A lot of them. Only one? Yeah, two at least, okay. Better! Slightly better. Not spammer. Don't thank me too early. Not a single hit? You kidding me? That hut is so annoying. Can't really get there. Losing patience about this hut. Oh, we just need the lightning, but he's faster. Yeah, he's faster. We just needed the lightning, but he's faster. Very lucky. See? They are so lucky. I don't know. I didn't play bad. I'm not playing bad. But so many people play those idiot elite barbs. So many. Yeah, so many Royal Giants and E-Barbs. Since that's actually something I noticed. I don't know if you noticed it, but since the meta change, there's so many E-Barbs again. E-Barbs are everywhere. Echo threw me in the house. Hey, Echo, awesome. Awesome, really enjoyed your stream today. Great stream. So, shall we try another one or finish for today? 4 trials. We got 6. First 2 we got matched up really bad. Then we got 5 and 6, I guess. Ooh. No, 6 and 6. 2 times 6. The expo didn't work at all. The expo was really bad. And then we got 6. So what did we lose against? Let's see. This Royal Giant was so annoying. We lost twice in a row. Yeah, E-barbs are everywhere now. Everywhere. Since the meta changed, there's so many E-barbs out there. So many. I don't know if it's just me, but it's so many. So many of them. We didn't really make a big mistake there. We just weren't ready for this lumberjack Royal Giant stuff. So what happened here? I think we didn't play bad. We pulled the hog over there. The executioner was very lucky there. That executioner, that did so much damage. I don't know what we could do better. Let's check this once again. Okay, I was very pushy. He's got the lumberjack, that's bad. And we don't have any cards to deal real damage. Maybe I should have deployed the P.E.K.K.A. there. Yeah, probably he's really a great player. I don't know how to defend the 3 Muskets with this deck. Got to pump. Too busy watching. Sometimes I'm too busy watching and forget to pump. And there I leaked LX2. And I missed the tower. I was worried not to hit the Muskets. That's why I missed the tower. Come on. Yes. Good game. It's really strong. That's the easiest deck of them all. The Expo is kind of really... It's not that easy. It looks easy if you're a really skilled player, but it's difficult. And this one is the easiest. It's the easiest. What a rocket! No, Chief Pat! You got my feelings, Chief. Nova Daniel. Yeah, he's an awesome player, guys. Did he get the 20 wins? I think he didn't get them yet. But he was very close, like 18 or so. That was really easy to play. Even the 3 Muskets didn't work. Even though he is a nice player and he has fun because he is always trolling other players. Okay, at least we can pump this time. We couldn't even pump. The golem was so strong. Unbelievable strong. That should be rocket. That's why we have a rocket. So Avalon, remember not to use the rocket. Not use the rocket. This guy got Expo. We better not use Rocket. And save the Golem. Save the Golem for his Expo. What happened to my pump, by the way? My pump has disappeared. I'm a bad pumper. I really suck at pumping. I don't know. My pump just disappeared somehow. I don't know. Yeah, drop that Expo. I'm prepared. Oh dang. Not on time. We will shine in double time. Yeah, that's what happened to my pump. Zach Turner, thanks for the sub. That's what happened to my pump, guys. It got a fireball. Okay. Come on. We know you want to drop another Expo. Just go for it. Okay. Maybe not the smartest choice, I don't know. Maybe this. You never know. A witch, please. Okay, let's go all in on this. We got one chance, we gotta go all in. Come on, come on! Get me that tower, baby! Get me the tower, come on! Oh, dang, nice fireball. 20 seconds, get me that tower! And my rocket is too late. You're not gonna expo me. Nope. No way. That rocket though, did you see that rocket? What an amazing waste of a rocket. Good game. What an amazing rocket waste. 18. Search Goblin is the best. Yeah, he is. Certainly he is. Ah, 250k gold. Yeah, that would have been great. Yeah, Surgical is the best player in the world. I'm streaming his Royal Premier League tourneys often, or also in Liga Legenda, and he is an awesome player. I'm just a streamer, I'm not the best player. I never said I'm the best player. One push, Chief. Yeah, that's all it takes. That was one hell of a push. One hell of a push. Whoa. Okay. Bring them on. Bring those expos. That was nice. I enjoyed that one. No. Next one, please. Let's pump B. An expo player. No. He's not an expo player. He's a whatever player. What was that? Huge elixir base supply. Ah, the golem player, that's what he is. What do? We don't have Inferno. I don't know. How can I defend this guy? Really difficult. Let's deploy our golem too. Maybe this helps. Please. We should rocket that stuff, but we're not ready with the rocket. Oh! Did you see how that executioner moved out of range? Because of the exploding golem. And he wasn't even pumping. Took so much damage. I bet he has Inferno Tower. No, he doesn't. That was a clutch rocket. But his golem at the tower, very tough. Very tough. That was an awesome rocket, but it's too late. I think those matchups, they really depend on starting hand, like here. His push at the start was just stronger. And then he has that Inferno Dragon, which is very annoying for us. And only 10 seconds to go, so there isn't much we can do here. Good luck. I think we couldn't do much. This was really bad matchup. If you like Hog, not that much, honestly. Use a deck with Inferno Dragon. That rocket, that was a great rocket. But it wasn't enough. Bring those Inferno Towers. The bandits. I hate the bandits. And then you get 3 spells in the starting hand. I'm so unlucky, I don't know. I would love to get something useful in the starting hand. Okay, at least we can defend with a golem. Best we can do, defend with a golem. Golem is dead before it even crosses the bridge. The rocket was great, but that's pretty much the only thing. Besides that, we have horrible luck. Horrible. I don't know how he killed my... How did he just kill my Mega Minion? How was that even possible? It was targeting the Golem and it killed the Mega Minion somehow. I think that's gonna be very tough to get there. 40 seconds and he's got so many of those units. Golem is destroyed so fast. The bandit is so strong. The Valkyrie bandit combos, they're so strong. And bandit always launches into the tower. That's very tough to fight against. Maybe I should switch to bandit deck. Yeah, you can have it. Maybe I should switch to bandit deck. Shaba and Barcodia, good night! Thanks for watching! We're gonna confuse them and switch decks. We play the minor. Would you think we get minor first? Of course not. Will he get a hit? No. Yeah, one. Only one. Do it the other way around, but yeah. What can I do? Those kind of decks, they are so intense. That's why I don't usually like to play them. Doing so much poison damage. Yes, we confused you, didn't we? Good game. We confused him a bit. I would have struggled against this deck with the deck I played before. Kings of Kings is the clan name. This is my 5th try of the Grand Challenge. Just trying it. Oh, really? Like, really, really? Oh. Ah. Dang, he always has them. I think we should start poisoning him. Ah, damn it! What the heck? No! Bang! No! Oh! Yeah, sure. We were doing so great! We're not doing bad, and then this. Come on! That's not allowed, Nova Daniel, you know it. Dang, that was so bad. Black screen. Come on, we gotta do this again. Black screen somehow. Yeah. Probably I came on that button there. Probably I touched the button and we had a black screen. We were doing so good. We would have won without that. Actually, I should switch. I should switch for Ice Wizard. I think the Ice Wizard is stronger. Ah, it's too late. How did he do damage? He wasn't even at my tower. How did he just do all that damage? Another bandit. Damn it, those bandits. They sneak at your tower. I didn't even see the bandit. I didn't even see him. And all that damage was already done at my tower. Like, really bad. Another one. I'm just a second too late, always. See, it dashes into the tower every single time. That's just like the delay the game has. Just one millisecond or one elixir he's faster and then he always dashes into the tower. Because I'm leaking too much elixir probably. Oh, I wanted to exchange. Damn it. I wanted to exchange for... How did my Ice Spirit not do anything? Yeah, we can't have the prince in the tower, so I had to defend the prince. And it takes 1 second to deploy that Electros. I think I have horrible lag. I think I also have horrible lag. I don't know. Like, it takes so long. The units, I have enough elixir, I click it and it takes another second until it finally deploys. Wow. Wow. Yeah. That's why I didn't play this deck in the challenge first. Because as I said, I wasn't so successful with it. And it needs a lot of patience and we don't even have Fireball to count those guys. See the log? I don't know what that is. The log takes a second. It's already there, but it takes another second until it finally deploys. Maybe I should quit. Oh, maybe I should quit for today. Oh, it's already, dang, 4 hours. Yeah, I spent too much elixir to defend. Yeah, but I have enough elixir. I deploy the unit and it takes 1 more second until it starts this little circle. Nah, not a good deck for me. I don't like it. Let's switch back to the one we started with. We already have 2 losses anyways. Don't be mad, I'm the one with the bad rotation, not you. Against those kind of decks, this works really well. It's really bad against Hawks and stuff. I'm gonna try to play it offline, where I'm more concentrated. I didn't really expect, as the title of the stream says, I didn't really expect to get those 20 wins. Don't fail me. Yeah, let's just defend. Back to the good old Expo! Maybe I should just switch the deck every battle, so that the algorithm can't match me against the bad decks. GG, Nova Daniel, thanks! Maybe I should just keep switching decks every single match. Okay, we gotta connect though, but not gonna defend this. Gonna take some slight damage there, not defending this. He may actually have the same deck. I'm not sure, he may actually have the exact same deck. Oh, he's got the Pekka. Really? That bomber though didn't go for the ice golem. At least it's very cheap to try those challenges with only 10 gems. Okay, we're connected once again. Please, no Chief Pat Fireball. So unfair. Everybody's talking about the Chief Pat Fireballs. Or rockets. Okay, good game. 8 people on stream? No, 12 actually. Some on Twitch and some on YouTube. And it's been 4 hours. And I'm back to the original deck. This is the 4th or 5th trial of the challenge. Again, we lost the first 2 matches. You're always losing the first 2 matches somehow. Don't put too much. Don't put too many units there. Yeah, that one's too many. That Ice Spirit was one too many. Maybe I should add Tornado back in the deck. That worked really well when we had Tornado in. That hog was so much value. And only you're writing in chat, Daniel. And again, I'm getting matched against Hog Riders because I said it's the worst. I struggle most with Hog Riders with this deck. It doesn't play anything. Ah, the Sparky. Really? Oh! What was that fireball? I haven't played that. Damn it, I misclicked. Ah, this iPad is killing me. I didn't play this. Not really. This is called the double expo defense. Okay, time for the fireball. The deadly fireball. Whew. Expo is super. Yeah, it is. It is. But it's strong. Except against Hawks. I struggle against Hawks. Yeah. I will end the stream after this challenge. Lurk, Zucker! This is the 5th challenge. I will try some challenges offline. But not today. See, I lost the first 2 and then I won 3. That always makes it kind of hard to get to 20 if you start like that. We have options. Oh, the balloon. Balloony. The balloony. Oh, that fireball though. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it was necessary. Not sure. Maybe it was. Maybe it was a good fireball after all. Like really? Okay. No, we can't use any of this. That's our problem here. Just too late with everything. Please, let me fix this side. We didn't have a bad start, but then I was outcycled by the balloon. And then there is that prince again. Maybe one time we'll get a connect. No. That hurt. That balloon is gonna kill us. Please target the balloon, damn it! Yeah. Death bomb, that's it. This stupid Inferno Dragon, why doesn't it go for the balloon? Or the Ice Wizard at least. So, I will try it offline too, guys. Let's end the stream here. It's been very long, actually. It's easier offline. Nova! Hey, good night. He wasn't lurking. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed. See you tomorrow for the next live stream. Have an awesome day, everyone. We tried. That was really horrible, the last one. Time to stop. So we made 6. That was with... I don't see the deck anymore. Oh, that was with the Golem deck we made... No. With what deck did we make the 6? Damn it. We don't know. 1. Why doesn't it show the number? I think the golem. I think we did 6 with the golem. Or the P.E.K.K.A. No, with the P.E.K.K.A. I guess we did 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With the P.E.K.K.A. yeah. Did it with the P.E.K.K.A. I guess. Okay guys, that was intense. I'll try it offline. It's certainly easier to play it offline. And yeah, when I get to 19, I'll start streaming again. Guys, have an awesome day and see you guys tomorrow in the next live stream. Bye everyone. Enjoy it. Bye bye.